talking about, trousers that you can wear and how you got to wear leather jackets or they wear you. Got to fucking wear a leather jacket, bro.
I'm going to actually do the intro a little bit. Hello.
Go for it.
I was going to, and then every time I just jolted forward and I just hurt again. I've got it. The intro.
What did you do?
Here's the thing. I thought it was quite funny because the last couple of times it's been you just come on with an injury or something, you've hurt yourself, and it's in quite a manly way. Normally, how you hurt yourself, like lifting heavy
something.
Things.
Yeah.
Do you want to have a guess how I hurt myself, Nathan?
Were you opening a letter?
No, I tried to shut a door while driving on my mum's scooter, mobility scooter. I'm not even lying. I did it days ago. I was going out the door and you pull the door behind you. So as you go out, I grabbed this and pulled it and she does it all the time. And I don't know how I hurt myself.
She's got the skills, mate. That's the thing. Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
I want to make that point right at the beginning to emphasize why I'm going to be getting through this to deal with it, because you know me, I'm very animated. I jolt around a lot when I get into a conversation, and every time I'm doing it, I can just feel it, and it's annoying me.
Yeah.
So
I have actually injured myself as well. Yeah.
See, was the connection, man. We just can't help. We've got a slight theme going on about meaning to. We both hurt ourselves in hopefully equally dumb ways, but probably not.
Yeah. But no, mine was just moving a washing machine across the back of the van, and I sort of shifted it with my leg, and then I just felt something go pop, and it was like, okay, I'll come back to that later. That would be fine. That's
at least kind of manly, though. Like that's still kind of manly.
Vaguely. I shouldn't have really been moving it in such a prattish way, but there we go.
Well, that's even more manly in that case. Then you're doing something you should have been doing.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I don't have any whiskey this week.
Oh, what do you have?
I've got a Guinness.
Oh.
Yeah. And also, seeing as I've got a Guinness, it's time to demonstrate how to pour a Guinness properly. It's all about patience, ladies and gentlemen. So, pop the cap. You've got to do that bit quickly. That's the only thing you do quickly, otherwise it will overfit.
But it is also it's also one of the most important parts, though, because if you don't know how to open the cap, you can't do the rest of it.
Yeah. Now you get it at a 45-degree angle. And you gently pour down. You see that? It's just literally a trickle. You don't want it to splash. You don't want it to bounce. You just want it to trickle down the side.
Hello, Internet. Now please hold on to your butt as two comedians attempt to talk about serious subjects in a not so serious manner. From the mysterious to the utterly vicious, everything is fair game. This is the Kill Them With Comedy podcast, featuring true crime, amazing events, conspiracies, unsolved mysteries, and an array of weird and wonderful topics, all for your enjoyment. You're welcome.
And that proves that even people that you would trust with your life can, at some point, go fucking crazy.
It's taking a long ass time, man.
Are you I've always are you a coffee drinker? Do you like coffee?
I've been known to drink a coffee.
Because I've always noticed that in groups of people I don't know many people that like Guinness, but the people I do know that like Guinness and always drink it also love coffee.
And because of the roasted hops. Yeah.
It's very similar. I always got that because I don't like either. So.
Oh, right, I see. That's fair. And now you see, starting to slowly pick up the speed. Slowly picking up the speed.
The worst thing is the most concentration I've ever seen on your face throughout all of these episodes.
Yeah. But it's dedication, man. You got to pour it gently. Now we get to the point where you bring it up. Yeah. And then you get to decide the amount of head you want as well.
Yeah.
By amount of trickle. It's a good thing. It's the only time you ever get to decide.
Yeah.
Apart from with
Yeah, okay, you beat me to it. And even then, you can't guarantee the quality.
Well, exactly. Whilst on this. Delicious.
I mean, it's not whiskey, though, is it? Did you just not get a chance?
Just didn't get any in time. Just didn't get any in time.
Yeah.
Which is lazy on my behalf, but you know, I was too busy getting something else.
What were you getting?
just other ingestibles. It's fine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we was talking about.
Wink, say no more. Say no more. You know. I fucking wish.
Yeah, I think everyone's become born again. But well, people that are being good and who have been single in the pandemic, I don't see how you couldn't be a born again virgin in that sense. Like, you can't really go out.
And I was having a dry spell before that started, so yeah, it's been a long dry spell at this point.
There was never such thing as a dry spell. A man, when he really wants to, he will make it happen.
True enough.
I'm going to rephrase. I should rephrase that because we talk about, you know, murderers and rapists on here, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Let's maybe, you know, have limits.
They say, yeah. Have you seen?
Fucking hell.
I saw something random before I came on here.
Yeah.
You know, it's next year, isn't it? The World Cup.
Probably.
I think it is. Yeah. Because I know last year was supposed to be the Euro. Yeah, last year was supposed to be the Euros, but they're doing it this year, and then they're doing the qualifiers also at the same time. So that means they've got to do the World Cup. It's a very busy year.
Bloody hell.
13, 14 months for England and all the international teams.
There's going to be a lot of people watching a lot of football, and I will have nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I hate football, but the World Cup, I'm all there for that.
Yeah, the problem is, every time I've watched the World Cup, I don't ever really watch football, and I have watched football on occasion, and every single time I have, England has lost.
Well,
every single time, dude. Every single time.
Yeah, I mean that happens a lot anyway. I feel like there must be so many people in the world that every time they watch England, they lose.
You know the last time though, when it was like, oh, we're finally on the way, we're on the way, we're on the way, and we got knocked out by Iceland. Was it Iceland or something like that? Yeah, I think that was. Or was that one before? I can't remember. That's the last one I remember being there for.
Yeah, the most recent one we did quite well. We got to like the semis or the quarters, a lot further than normal anyway.
And then got knocked the fuck out by a team that normally wouldn't knock anyone the fuck out. Well, like, we're going to walk this one. No,
they were knocking out a team that would never even normally get there either. So
yeah.
You know.
But that's the thing, man. It's like, fucking hell. Fucking hell. Because I hadn't watched any of them up to that point, and it's like, oh yeah, you should watch this one. It's a sure thing. It's, you know, it's this, and it's good. You know, and we're going all the way. You may as well get it. It's like, okay, I'll watch it. The minute I do, fucking lost.
Were you in the pubs for them?
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of kills it. The atmosphere dies as soon. I don't understand why, because I don't. As much as we like, you know, this country loves football for some reason. Everyone fucking bums up it. It's the nearest thing we have to like an overarching religion for everyone is football. Basically, the world's largest cult over here, or England's largest cult.
And I can't be part of it. It's too much effort. It's like you got to watch so many different games, and they all take so long. It's like, man, I could have watched like 3 or 4 episodes of a program I really like in this time, like fine quality entertainment, and not take a gamble on whether it's going to be a great show or not. Because like, I've fucking shit, you know, I've seen some amazing football. I genuinely have, and I don't even like football that much, but I have seen some properly incredible games. Same with rugby, same with like Formula 1, shit like that. I've seen loads of great sport, but I have seen way more boring as fuck sport where nothing fucking happens.
Like football especially, because a lot of it is just... Have you ever seen the Simpsons joke? I can't remember how they got to it. There was some football match going on, and they went to like, there was a Spanish announcer and an English announcer, and the English guy was like, and Pingy passes to the center, passes to the left.
Oh yeah, the and then it's the most goes. Oh, that's gonna be it! Oh, they go, go,
go! Yeah, It's very fucking true when it comes to football. Most of it is just not.
I don't know Spanish.
The highlights
by the way,
are better.
Just yeah.
Oh, I didn't realise. Sounded perfect. Yeah, I'm going to be all over the shop on it by like literally well, I already feel all over the shop and I need to.
Yeah. That's fine. Go ahead. I do have a tiny bit left of that Dalwhinnie shit. So if I get to the end of this Guinness in time, which I will, I'll finish off the Dalwhinnie as well.
Yeah, one can enough. Oh, sorry. The reason I brought up that anyway though is the World Cup next year is in Qatar.
Oh yeah.
Which I know it's like a Middle Eastern country. I don't know exactly where it is, but
a lot of slavery. So
makes sense because Norway have basically it's pretty much confirmed without being officially confirmed at this point. And Norway are boycotting it completely.
Yeah, a lot of people kind of should really.
Well, let me read out the little statement they put out because apparently what's going on is there's like 16 main like clubs in Norway, like like over here you got like Man U and all the different teams, and 14 out of 16 so far are telling like the international team FIFA. That one.
God damn it, I tried to put the mic on first and it clicked. It clicked afterwards and I was like, fuck. But you know what? That was a fucking great one. That was a great one.
I totally lost my train of thought.
That stays in. Sorry.
Qatar.
Yeah.
Qatar. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, they sent something to the main international team, basically saying they want to boycott it. So it's not official yet, but it is basically. And the statement they put out on their social media was. The name is Tromsø, the head team, like the top team. Right. Tromsø thinks it's time for football to stop and take a few steps back. We should think about the purpose of football and why so many love our sport. That corruption, modern day slavery, and high number of workers' deaths are the fundament to our most important tournament, the World Cup. Is totally unacceptable. It's a bit of broken English, but you get the idea.
Yeah, no, I totally get it, and he's right.
I agree.
This shit is really, really prestigious. Not a lot of places get to do it, and you cannot have people dying to make it happen. And if you go to Qatar, that's sort of what you're endorsing. You sort of just are.
Yeah, and I mean, I imagine, like I said, I don't know much about it, but I imagine from what I've heard, like they've probably normally when someone gets the World Cup, they build a load of new stadiums or they do some stuff. They build a load of new stuff. They do something, So. Yeah. I'm guessing all the slavery and stuff is literally being used to build the World Cup then this year.
Yeah, and they did say at one point, I believe representatives from Qatar actually said at one point, "Oh, don't worry, we're not using slaves to build that." Oh, great! Then that's fine. Then it's okay. Yeah, just go ahead. Use slaves for anything else, but don't use it for that. That's fine. Yeah.
Not the important.
Fucking hell! Like, you don't get it, do you? It's like you don't use slaves. No, that doesn't sound right. Because then how would you use slaves? No, you don't.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, none of that surprises me from what I've read. To be honest, I just don't know that much about it. But I can imagine because I think that it's somewhere nearby. Like I know it's like Middle East and that, but like Saudi Arabia, and I hear like with the wrestling when they go over there, like they were going like 2 times every year, and they get destroyed like in their media for it.
Yeah, but the thing is, the money is enough that they don't really care.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
And they spend so much money. It's like people go, "Oh, have you been to Dubai? Dubai's lovely." It's like, yeah, I'm sure it is, but also it's a fucking cesspit of just horrible people doing horrible things to get money.
Well, this is a legit thing, and I really mean this. If you're a woman and you're watching this, never ever think about going to Dubai or anywhere like that,
unless you have a husband with you at all times.
Even then, it doesn't matter. Some woman, I heard, like the main one that always comes to mind is some woman that went there and she got separated from her husband for whatever reason, and then she got raped by some people, and she got done for having sex with people she wasn't married to.
Yeah, because she was a harlot and committing adultery by being raped. So, like, fucking hell, man.
Yeah. So don't go there. just don't go there.
Don't support that shit, man. Don't support that shit.
I'm sure it's a lovely place from what I've seen, but no.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. It looks like an amazing place. Don't go there. Don't ever go there. But I mean, New York now, in comparison to the way when I went there, in comparison to the way it was in the 80s, was fucking amazing. And there were so many police. So many fucking
When was it
police.
you went?
Like, I think it was January of 2020. Was it? It's literally just before coronavirus.
I was going to say that before, weren't it? Yeah.
Because literally before we left, they started talking about coronavirus on the news. And then while we were there, they were talking about, it started to spread from here in China. And then we flew back. And after we flew back, about 3 weeks after that, it was like, we're not taking flights to New York anymore.
Yeah, when you were going, it was like they mentioned it on the news, but they're just in passing in regards to China more so.
Yeah, it was a lot like the sort of start of a movie, if you know what I mean. Like,
Wow, you know what? The beginning of 2020 really was like the beginning of a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because
it fucking was.
Yeah, I remember being at a gig, and the one guy made a joke about. No, he was asking about making a joke about Corona. I was like, I don't know if anyone will even know what that is. Like,
yeah. Yeah, I remember that, and I had a joke about coronavirus as well because I'd gone to to various places on like planes and stuff like that. It's like, I can potentially come into contact with it, and I was sitting there thinking, like, actually, to be fair, when I first heard about coronavirus, what tipped me off to it being a big thing was the fact that the news was saying constantly that it wasn't a big thing.
Yeah.
There's this new virus in China, and it's not really going to spread there very far. It's just like SARS was again. Don't worry about it. It won't be a big deal. And I was like, right there, because every single other time you've mentioned this shit, it's been a fucking tiny deal. It's like, SARS, isn't SARS scary? This isn't this scary? Bird flu, isn't bird flu scary? Nothing fucking happens. And now, when it's coronavirus, you're going, no, don't worry about it. Corona what? No, don't think about it.
Yeah, the only problem is though, is like the news is it's just hard to believe, or you could, you hear something on the news and you can see it that way, you can see it the other way too, you can see it everywhere because they just are all over the place with how they report their stuff.
Especially now. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to think that it was like, with the conspiracy kind of stuff, that it's like, no, it's just people think this. It's not that bad, really. It really fucking is. When you really think, when you really pay attention and pick it apart, like in real time, it is.
Yeah, hang on.
You know what? It was weird. Before we came on, for the past hour, for some reason, I started listening to music, and I started listening to more into like the metal kind of stuff, which I go through fads of it all. But for some reason, I got really into pyro metal, Celtic metal, Viking metal, folk metal. I forgot how much I love Ailstorm. I forgot how much I love them.
Fucking class act.
I created. Sorry, I discovered. I'd never heard this song before. Have you heard? What's it called? Fucking Anchor. I'm just going to read the lyrics for you now.
I'm not sure I have.
I'm going to read the lyrics for you because any song that has these lines in it is an amazing song, and the guy is so happy when he's singing it over and over. So good. Yeah. Fuck you, you're a fucking wanker. We're gonna punch you right in the balls. Fuck you with a fucking anchor. You're all cunts, so fuck you all.
Fucking genius.
Fuck you, you're a fucking wanker. We're gonna punch you right in the balls. Fuck you with a fucking anchor. You're all cunts, so fuck you all.
Yeah.
So good. So good. Before we get going, actually, let everyone know, Mr. Nathan Parish, where they can find the post-apocalyptic metal treehouse malarkey stuff.
Oh yeah, you can find Post-Apocalyptic Metal Treehouse on SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, wherever you find your podcasts. It's on episode 4 at the moment, and we're going to be sliding into episode 5 fairly soon, which is it's going to get weird. No, I keep saying that. It's like it's not actually gotten less weird at any single episode. It only continues to get weirder and weirder.
I say, from what I've heard from the beginning of it, the level for weird was quite high, but that's a great thing in my opinion. So.
Yeah. The first episode starts off and it's like, this is a normal sketch show. I'm gonna start waxing philosophical about it for now. But yeah,
What?
yeah, it becomes. I need to get. Yeah, just trust me. I need to get this out because, like, the idea is that it starts off as a normal sketch show. So you sort of watch it, listening to this thing, and it's like, okay, it's just the setup punchline. It's got the framing device of King Leo and and Barry at the other end. That book ends it. That's
he doesn't
fine.
know where to find porn, Barry.
Yeah. Well, it's no good showing me yours. I don't want to see it.
I love that.
So
For
yeah,
anyone that wants to see
that.
King Leopold as a person in real life, I think it was episode 27, wasn't it? It was 27, yeah, because it was 2 ago. So episode 27 of Kd's Comedian Quiz Off, because it's amazing.
That was a really fun one to do.
It was amazing.
But I've got like big camera lights that I had to set up for it, and they made me sweat my tits off.
Well, yeah, because you were holding the lights for King Leopold, but the King Leopold with that bucket on his head, I don't know if it's normally attached to it or not, but he must have been melting underneath those lights.
Yeah, sweating. Like, well, to be fair, we don't know how his body functions, but
that's true.
I mean, it could be sweat, it could be some complex fur system. We can't be sure.
I think it's like a turtle. I think that's just his head.
Yeah.
Don't really make sense.
Yeah. So, like, as we're saying, like this, so the sketch show starts off normal, and then in the second episode, it starts to reveal like maybe this scrying orb that they use to watch all these things, maybe it's not working quite right, and then it goes into the third episode, and you have a huge fuck up, a massive malfunction, and then the sketch show starts to become sort of a sketch show, and also kind of a serial sci-fi drama.
Yeah. So it's like a sketch show, and then you got like overarching things that connect together, and a lot of fucking craziness.
And it's going to get to a point where entire universes are going to collapse, and all of life will be encrunched, and that will be a great day for us all.
Well, if the world ends, then I think we will truly need a post-apocalyptic metal treehouse. That is the one time we will need it.
And that's why I'm building one right now in Cheshire. If you want to get involved, just send us money in a unaddressed envelope. Just pop it through the letterbox, and don't worry, you'll get your spot. Yeah,
we don't need money to build it or anything. It's just we want money too.
Yeah, we just want money.
Yeah, so natural.
Yeah.
All right, then, enough bullshit.
Yeah.
Who went first last time then? Because we both got a couple of true crime stories this week, haven't we?
Well, this one's less true crime and more medical mystery. So yeah. This one's fucking nasty. Shall I go with it?
I think it seems natural now, my friend.
Let's find. Where did I put my fucking phone?
Give me more chance to drink.
Where's my phone? There it is.
Quiz yesterday as well was quite fun. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was good. That was a good one.
I do 29 for anyone that wants to see. It was a very good episode. It was a lot of fun.
Most of the episodes are good now. It's sort of got down to the point now where it's a fairly like smooth running machine. If that makes sense.
It looks chaotic, but from my side, it does feel pretty smooth most of the time now, which is quite strange. Yeah, it looks chaotic as fuck.
Yeah, but I think that's part of the joy. Like if it was,
definitely.
If it was literally crystal clean and clear, like some of the other quiz shows I've seen, like it wouldn't quite have the same flavour.
That's our unique selling point. We're the stupid like. Alex, like that's all I'm about. Alex Baton from the other day being like, I'm not sure what I've got myself into. Like, yeah, that's a good way to feel. Yep.
That's the appropriate level to start this at. Yeah,
very much so. But when you're ready, anyway. Sorry,
Yes. So this is the story of the toxic woman. a woman called Gloria Ramirez. Now, Gloria Ramirez was suffering from cervical cancer, and she was undergoing various treatments and things like this. You heard the story at all before?
I have, but I can't remember any of it. Like I just very vaguely remember it now from you saying that.
This is good. This is good. So, like, she's going through her chemotherapy and things like that, whatever it is that she needs to do. It's all going relatively well. But on 8:15 p.m. on February the 19th, 1994, Gloria Ramirez was rushed to the Riverside General Hospital suffering from severe heart palpitations and taken straight to the ER by paramedics. She was extremely confused and was suffering from tachycardia, which is that
sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's a bad heartbeat, basically. It's just not working right.
I like an irregular heartbeat kind of thing.
Yeah, and Cheyne-Stokes respiration, which is a very specific type of respiration, apparently, which is like where you breathe and then breathe and then breathe and then breathe and then stop breathing.
It sounds like you were about to ejaculate. Jesus.
Yeah, it's sort of really desperate, and you're losing. Like, yeah, exactly. It's not good. The medical staff injected her with diazepam and midazolam and lorazepam to sedate her, literally just drugs to make you feel better, and just stop it, please stop it. You know what I mean?
One good thing about the hospital, they will give you free drugs. There's not many.
They'll give you lots of free drugs, and gas and air is fucking awesome.
I tried a lot of that when I was there when my ex was having our children. I didn't think it was actually no, that's a lie. No, I remember. Yeah. I remember when I did it a few times and I took like a really big one and I felt legitimately high for about 5 seconds, but still for 5 seconds in the hospital room, I felt high as fuck. And then
when I tore my ACL, I was sat there like in a field feeling like nothing but sheer agony. And they were like, breathe this. And it's like, I don't feel anything. Breathe it. Okay,
yeah, you gotta keep doing it.
Breathe it in deeply. Okay.
Yeah, keep doing it.
Oh yeah, this shit's good. Yeah, just keep breathing that. Yeah,
okay. Fucking annoying. I was like, I'm here. Yeah. I'm having to listen to you. You're giving birth. I'm having to listen. You're getting high as fuck right now. What the hell?
Yeah.
That ain't fair. Think about me.
How this affects me.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm the important one here. You're giving birth. I have to listen to it. I didn't really pick that.
No, of course not. No.
The beauty of child is not a miracle of childbirth. It's not a miracle.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah, miracles don't happen that regularly. So
it's a miracle that you don't pass out when you're there.
Yeah. So when it became clear that Ramirez was responding badly to the treatment, the staff tried to defibrillate her. At that point, people saw an oily sheen covering Ramirez's body, and some noticed a fruity garlic-like odor that they thought was coming from her mouth.
Okay.
Well, this is as soon as they start defibrillating her.
Which is defibrillating again? Is that the Yeah.
Yeah. I like to do the impression.
Yeah, it's quite funny that you doing that noise made me completely understand what you meant.
Yeah. Yeah. So what was it? Yeah. So
the oily thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
A nurse named Susan Kane attempted to draw blood from Ramirez's arm and noticed an ammonia-like smell coming from the tube. So, like the smell of really strong urine, basically, coming from the tube, and like your blood's not supposed to smell like that.
No, it's not. Because it's like the same kind of smell you get from like cleaning products and stuff, ain't it? So,
yeah, exactly. But this is the thing. That's not the most unusual turn, because when Susan Kane tried to carry out a routine blood test on Gloria Ramirez, shortly after drawing the blood, a strong ammonia smell filled the room. So it wasn't just like, oh, I can smell a little bit, okay, and then it's like puncture. The entire room starts to smell of piss.
Maybe she had a vindaloo. Maybe she
That would be a horrible fart.
That would be. No.
Yeah.
I like a vindaloo.
So she smells this and she starts going, okay, this is fucked up. She passes the syringe to a medical resident by the name of Julie Gorczynski, who noticed that the blood sample had white crystals floating in it.
Okay.
Like
that's the weirdest one, yeah.
Yeah. Tiny little white crystals just floating inside the blood.
The fuck could that be?
Yeah. This shit gets fucking serial, bruh.
You assume when you hear that, you assume some kind of poisoning or something, but I've never heard that before.
Yeah, this is a serious case. So, at this point, nurse Susan Kane fainted and was removed from the room. Shortly thereafter, Gorczynski began to feel nauseated, complaining that she was lightheaded, and she left the trauma room and sat at a nurse's desk. A staff member asked if she was okay, but before she could respond, she also fainted.
Okay. Well, they were two, because I'm crappy names. They were two different medical staff.
One's a medical student, one's a nurse, and both have, as soon as they smelt this coming out of this woman's body, have just passed the fuck out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very weird.
This is why she's called the toxic woman.
It's making sense.
Like, toxic masculinity got nothing on this shit.
I just thought it was going to be about Katie Hopkins, but apparently not.
Yeah, exactly.
I got the name by then, didn't I? That's the woman everyone hates.
Yeah, that's the woman everyone hates. Yeah.
Cool. I'm current.
Maureen Welch, a respiratory therapist who was assisting in the trauma room, was the third person to pass out. So, 3 people who've come into contact with Gloria Ramirez have immediately passed out. The staff was then ordered to evacuate all emergency department patients to the parking lot outside the hospital. Overall, 23 people became ill and 5 were hospitalized for coming into contact with Gloria Ramirez.
This was like 1994, you said, something like that?
1994, yeah.
So they know enough about like medical stuff, yeah. So
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
This is shit from a fucking horror movie, bro. This is shit that you see on, like, this, again, the start of a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It sounds like a patient zero scenario. Like, you're talking about like Corona. This is how it started. But obviously,
this is way nastier than that.
Not as contagious, luckily, apparently. Whatever it is, I don't know.
Nowhere near as contagious, but there's a reason for that. And they sort of know why this happened. So, a skeleton crew stayed behind to stabilize Ramirez, probably in full protective gear and stuff like that.
Yeah, I would imagine so, definitely.
Yeah. At 8:50 p.m., just 35 minutes after she turned up. After 45 minutes, of CPR and defibrillation, Ramirez was pronounced dead from kidney failure related to her cancer. Yeah, right. It was a kidney failure related to her cancer.
Sorry, say that bit again. Sorry, just something popped up at the same time. Sorry.
Yeah. So at 8:50 p.m., after 45 minutes of CPR and 35 minutes of CPR and defibrillation, Ramirez was pronounced dead from kidney failure related to her cancer. No.
I mean,
very much no.
The cancer may have been the reason the kidneys failed,
but probably not. Like, probably whatever the fuck else was going on may have caused this.
Yeah. I mean, just why? Even if that was what killed her, why would you focus on that part? So someone's on fire, but I'm focused on the kidney failure.
Yeah, just say it's kidney failure. Just say it's kidney failure. It's fine. Just say.
It just doesn't make any sense right now. Okay.
Yeah. Hang on.
Cool, I've got my bottle at the same time. Look how quick I'm drinking this. Look, that's how much I've gone through already.
Damn, son. To be fair, I go through roughly the same, I think, when I'm drinking the whiskey. It's so fucking easy to drink.
I'm just trying to be able to function, in all honesty. Like, really,
I just keep the pain
fucking
away.
Hurting, man. Like, I'm really good with pain because like, I have a lot of tattoos, like, all over me.
Yeah, tattoos, piercings, yeah.
But like tattoos, like different things, like an aching pain, isn't it? You know, like you have like
Yeah.
I've got like a big one all over my chest.
I quite liked having my tattoo done. It was so comforting.
It depends in what part. Like the one is
right up here.
Yeah, the one up, yeah, the top up there. Yeah, it's quite a nice place to get it. Have you had the under part done?
No. Yeah, that's.
I've got a big cross all from my ribs and down to like the tickly bit on your belly.
Oh, the ribs is
bad. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I had that on one sitting too. I'm good at pain. This is hurting.
Yeah.
I'm a bitch right now. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm being a bitch. I can't help it.
That's fine. You've got to accept. You've got to accept your limitations as a human being.
No, you don't. You see the limitations, and then you think I can buy Captain Morgan's rum, and it will stop that.
Yeah. Captain Morgan's rum is good as well.
It is the spiced rum.
Yeah, I like Kraken a bit more, but that's just because I prefer the darker rums over the sort of, the lighter rums.
I used to really like dark rum. A little tangent again. And then there was a party. I think it was my 21st or 23rd. I had a big house party at my old place, and long story short, there was it was a fun night, and then there was someone that I was going to be doing. That I was courting at the time,
yes,
starting to court at the time, and then I was sitting in a circle and we was all drinking and doing things, and then they passed me the bottle of dark rum. I drank it. I was like, "Oh crap!" Looked over. She was looking the other way, talking to people. I threw up in my lap.
Oh fuck!
Like, did anyone see? Did she see? No. Okay. And then it was all good, but since then I can't drink dark rum. I just can't do it.
I can't.
Flashbacks.
Yeah, I had the same sort of thing. Fucking hell.
You think it? See, it's one of them, isn't it? As soon as you think about it, it kills you for. Yeah,
like me and my mates, we were in a band and we were playing music around my mate's house, and we'd got a load of fucking vodka out of the drinks cabinet, and I was literally playing my bass with one hand and chugging vodka with the other hand, and I was so pissed by the end of it that while we were watching Doctor Who, I thought there were two David Tennants. Not because I had double vision, that was there as well, but because there was another actor who looked vaguely like David Tennant, and I couldn't tell the difference anymore.
I don't know how I haven't thought about this before. You're a bassist, I'm a drummer. We should totally have a jam sometime. Just get drunk and have a jam. Definitely. It would just be fun.
Yeah.
Even if it didn't work at all, it would just be fun to get drunk together in person.
The thing is about bass and drums is like it's sort of the backbone to all songs.
Oh, it's the foundation to every band.
Yeah, you can't have a band without drums and bass. Yeah.
No, I was just going to say, yeah, I completely agree. In my opinion, too, I've always said that bass and drums, how I've seen every band I've been in, they're not two different instruments. They're one.
No,
you have to work as one. And if you don't work as one and build that relationship or everything in regards to that, it just doesn't work. Every band I've been in, I've been quite lucky actually. The few bands I've been in, like properly, I've been really good mates beforehand anyway with the bassist, so it worked really well.
Yeah, that's good. I've got a friend.
Wasn't good in the end. Trust me, you don't know the person. It wasn't good. It was not good.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
There's
a reason I have the scar.
Oh shit. See, I have my old punk band, and I've got a friend from my old punk band at the moment who's helping me with writing a couple of like comedy songs.
Oh,
I reckon that's the thing to do, mate. I've got one which is
doing a lot more of as well. Yeah,
I
think it's good, especially for the comedian wise as well. It just works so well.
Yeah, that's a trio right there. Like we've got ourselves a trio. That's all you need. He's a guitarist. I'm a drummer. No, you're a drummer. I'm a bassist. My dad was a drummer. That's the problem.
And I also know a really good white boy rapper.
Hell yeah,
Who appears?
And I happen to know one as well.
Oh, you do actually, don't you? They need to have a rap off, I've been told. Apparently, there's a rap battle coming.
Apparently, there is. Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah.
We'll just have to see what happens.
It's like Tupac and Biggie, except this time they managed to get their stuff worked out, and they're just,
I don't know how. I don't know if I'd say that BB Gun Shelley is particularly a well-rounded human being. I don't know if I would say that, but
neither's MC Fake as fuck. But that's just the way life goes. That's that's the way life goes, man. That's the way life goes.
You realise I'm going to do everything in my power to try and make exactly what we were talking about then happen.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Can we?
Yes. So that's there. What was I saying?
About the toxic
but they're
woman.
good tangents. Yes.
Very good tangents.
So, Susan Kane's fainted. Goczynski's fainted.
Yeah. People.
Total, we've had 23 people coming ill and 5 hospitalized. As I say.
Oh, I didn't realise that part. The last.
Yeah.
So she died. There had been the people that fainted beforehand, but after she died, all different people had suddenly come down with the same symptoms. Then.
Yeah. Anyone who came into contact with Gloria Ramirez either became ill or were hospitalized.
I think if you've been hospitalized, there's a good chance you're ill.
Yeah, probably. But like, it's a leap up. Let's be honest.
Yeah. To be fair.
Yeah. So the county health department calls in the Department for Health and Human Services, who put 2 scientists, Dr. Anna Maria Osorio and Kristen Waller, on the case. They interviewed 34 hospital staff who'd been working in the emergency department on February the 19th and found that the people who developed severe symptoms such as loss of consciousness, shortness of breath, and muscle spasms tended to have certain things in common. People who had worked within 2 feet of Ramirez, had handled her intravenous lines, had been at high risk.
Mm-hmm.
But other factors that correlated with the severe symptoms did not appear to match a scenario which fumes had been released. The survey found that those afflicted tended to be women rather than men, and they had normal blood tests after the exposure. They believed the hospital workers suffered from mass hysteria. For fuck's sake, what?
Okay, so what were the symptoms again? Before we really talk about how dumb that is.
They were vomiting, nausea, and passing the fuck out.
Which are all.
That's just the people around her. Gloria Ramirez had greasy skin.
Well,
she had a garlicky smell coming from her mouth. She had blood that smelt of ammonia strongly and white crystals floating in that shit.
Yeah. I mean, she could have been poisoned. I've never heard of a poison that does most of those things, in all honesty. But she could have been poisoned, and it could have been nothing that would have carried on to the other people. I get that. So if it was normal people, okay. But it's literally they've worked and trained to know physical ailments.
They have trained to deal with all this shit. Like they were wearing like protective equipment to a certain extent. Like they're not just going to suddenly pass out. They're not going to have hysteria from something like this either. Exactly.
It's not a new thing.
They've seen people come into the ER with their chest cavities ripped open. This shit is nothing to them.
And I guarantee they've had people come in that has probably been like actual illnesses that you could catch and they didn't get hysteria from it.
Yeah.
I can't imagine any kind of hospital staff looking at that thinking anything other than poisoning or something that's not a highly catchable disease anyway. Well, I'm going back and forth in my own head and I'm thinking out loud. So
this is where it gets interesting. So Goczynski, the medical student, denied that she had been affected by mass hysteria and pointed to her own medical history as evidence. After the exposure, she spent 2 weeks in an intensive care unit with breathing problems. She developed hepatitis and avascular necrosis in her knees, which is just basically the fucking veins in your bloodstream dying off.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Riverside Coroner's Office contacted Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory to investigate the incident. Livermore Labs found out that Ramirez had recently been using dimethyl sulfoxide as a solvent, as a home remedy for pain, but it's normally a solvent used as a powerful degreaser.
Okay.
This is where it starts to take shape. Okay? This,
okay.
believe it or not, is the first piece of evidence to what the fuck happened here.
That's okay, yeah. I want to hear more. Yeah.
Yeah. Dimethyl sulfoxide it's sort of vaguely, it can be a carrier for things like sulfuric acid. It's like a almost a petroleum substance. Like it's a
you mean like the consistency?
Hydrocarbon. It's a hydrocarbon of some kind, and it can be used to carry things. But it's got a garlic-like taste and is sold in a gel form at hardware stores. It could also explain the greasy appearance of Ramirez's body, because most people used it as a topical thing. Like they'd rub it on and stuff like that, but it would get absorbed in and produce, weird things. And one more burp. Hang on. So, where was I?
Rubbing the stuff into her, which I assume that the thing you was on about then, the anti. So she's rubbing the thing into herself.
Yes.
Okay.
She's using it as a pain relief, basically.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
going like,
yeah.
oh, this hurts, that hurts. I'll rub a bit of that in. The Livermore scientists. Hang on, I need to.
Was that the Guinness already?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Did not last anywhere near to the end of this episode.
No.
So
yeah, they theorized that the DMSO, or dimethyl sulfoxide, in Ramirez's system might have built up owing to urinary blockage caused by her kidney failure.
So the kidney failure caused the blockage, and then that would
so the kidney failure, the kidneys aren't getting rid of any of this stuff. It's all just building up inside of her body, inside of her blood.
Okay, yeah.
Oxygen administered by the paramedics would have combined with the dimethyl sulfoxide to form dimethyl sulfo, which is DMSO2. DMSO2 is known to crystallize at room temperature, and crystals were observed in some of Ramirez's drawn blood.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense now then.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that's not the worst bit. Because for this shit to become truly deadly to everyone else, it had to have something going in it as a catalyst, something to energize it to release in a way. Okay? And they got it. Because every single electric shock administered during the emergency defibrillation converted the DMSO2 into dimethyl sulfite, DMSO4, exposure to which could have caused some of the reported symptoms of the emergency department staff. It is an actual biological weapon that was being made in this woman's blood due to a catastrophic mix of failures.
So she created a biological weapon in her blood without even realizing it, just by pure chance. Wow. Wow. And people are confused why I think that like a lot of things in the world are just coincidence. It just happens. Things just happen sometimes.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
This mad shit happened for real.
But pure chance. So there was no one poisoned her or anything like that.
No.
Wow.
Well, There's a little bit of a maybe at the end, but like this is pretty solid. This is like vastly, the vast amount of people believe this to be true.
Yeah.
So, post-mortem, 2 months after Ramirez died, her badly decomposed body was released for an independent autopsy on her family's request, and later a burial. The Riverside Coroner's Office hailed Livermore's DMSO conclusion as the probable cause of the hospital worker's symptoms, while her family disagreed. The Ramirez family pathologist was unable to determine a cause of death because her heart was missing, her other organs were cross-contaminated with fecal matter, and her body was too badly decomposed. On the 20th of April 1994, 10 weeks after her death, Ramirez was buried at Olivewood Memorial Park in Riverside. Now,
wait, what?
Yeah, fucking weird that, innit? Why the fuck did they remove her heart without their permission?
Yeah, so the heart was missing.
Yeah, why the fuck was there fecal matter on the body? And why
did it take so long to get, or why was it so?
Yeah, so they let it
decomposed?
fucking rot before they got to the autopsy stage.
Okay, that just makes sense.
So-
Like, the other thing, I could see why, like, you know, the fecal matter and leaving it till it got decomposed. I can see why that would just be laziness or just stupidity. Once more, shockingly, that adds into these conspiracies or whatever.
That happens all the fucking time in these, yeah.
Yeah, which is what makes it, you know, go so much and people want to hear it and all that.
Yeah.
But the heart?
The heart. It's weird, innit?
Yeah.
Let's just fucking Kalima that motherfucker out.
There's no reason. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Unless they're trying to mummify the fucking thing, yeah.
I think they gave
so
him the heart
theory,
still, at least in tins then, or jars.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it was a vase.
It was little vases, yeah.
Yeah.
They took everything with them.
Through. Yeah. The theory. So, possible chemical explanation for the incident by Patrick M. Grant of the Livermore Forensic Science Centre is beginning to appear in basic forensic textbooks. It's basically just become the standard explanation for what happened here, and it does make logical sense. This can definitely happen inside of a human body, and these combination of things can happen to cause that.
Because the heart being taken out could be completely separate on whatever
could be completely separate.
Completely separate, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a surgeon in there just really liked eating human heart. You don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
take that one home, and he eats it, and he goes, "Oh, this one tastes a bit of ammonia. What's that flavour?" Drops dead.
I mean, crazier things have happened a lot, and we have talked about them.
I mean, that would be the ultimate ending to the movie of this entire thing. If the doctor took it home and died from it, it'd be perfect.
It'd be a logical ending still, because that part doesn't make any sense yet still.
And then it just goes, the end, question mark.
I hate it when films do that.
Yeah. Right. So, yeah. Patrick M. Grant's conclusions and speculations about the incident were evaluated by professional forensic scientists. The first paper was technically detailed and contained 2 potential chemical reaction mechanisms that may possibly have formed dimethyl sulfate from dimethyl sulfoxide and dimethyl sulfone precursors. The second communication gave supplemental support for the postulated chemical scenario, as well as insight into some of the vested interests and the other bullshit along with the case. Now we get into the conspiracy bit, because
here we are. This is where
here we are. Because Ramirez's family weren't 100% happy with it, and there's potential reasons
with what. Sorry,
why? With the the autopsy.
Oh, okay.
With the way it was
the official
said.
decision.
Oh, it was all these complicated lists of things that led to this.
Yeah.
Because basically an alternative theory proposed by the New Times LA was that Gloria Ramirez could have been exposed to the precursor chemicals such as methylamine used in the production of methamphetamine.
Right, they cause like similar symptoms, or
Yeah, similar symptoms, and can sort of do much the same sort of reaction, supposedly. Riverside County.
Is there any reason whatsoever though why they
Yes.
think that? Okay, cool.
Yes. Riverside County has been reported as one of the largest methamphetamine distribution points in the US. And as such, the theory posits that the hospital workers involved in the production of methamphetamine were smuggling the precursor chemicals in IV bags, and that one could have been mistakenly given to Gloria Ramirez. The key element in support of this theory is that methamphetamine precursors have a distinctive ammonia smell.
Okay. I mean, it makes sense. I get it. I get that completely. Yeah. So they tie into the same, like some of the symptoms and that, but it's So it's just
this is the thing.
Is it this small area, or is it like the whole city that they're saying is the main place?
The whole city is just a hub for methamphetamine, and
so it'd be like Birmingham or London, like rather than I don't know.
And Yorkshire, it's a really easy way to just smuggle shit through in IV bags and stuff like that. Basically, I think personally, as much as it's, it's complicated, I think it probably was the unfortunate mix of chemicals inside of Gloria Ramirez that caused it to happen. I think maybe there could have been something, inadvertently given by the hospital, but very, very unlikely.
Yeah, it's completely in the realm of possibility, but there's no real reason to think it.
Yeah. I mean,
there's no reason to think it. It's just the area likes drugs is the reason to think it.
And you can sort of argue the cover-up maybe is the reason why that Gloria Ramirez's body wasn't, autopsied properly and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just a horrible fucking series of events that happened in a hospital that basically caused everyone to pass the fuck out and nearly die.
I mean, that's the part that still doesn't make sense, though, because that still doesn't make sense at all. I forgot about that because, like, everything you said, it made it sound as if, like, what happened would be something that wouldn't be contagious, or is that a contagious thing? Is it like the gas is released and then
once the gas is released, it's done. Basically, Gloria was.
But does anyone breathing in that gas then get the same effect?
No. Because essentially, by the theory, she had so much of this stuff, this precursor, dimethyl sulfate, or which one? Because there was so many. Which one?
One of those long words.
Yeah,
that all sound the same.
So she had so much built up in her with the kidneys that caused her to be able to sort of be a sort of dirty bomb almost going off the entire time that anyone was around her. And then once she died, it sort of ended, and eventually it passed away.
Doesn't that mean then, in that case, though, if we believe the official story about her, which kind of makes sense in all fairness, doesn't that mean that in actuality, the hospital staff and the other people that got infected, it was hysteria most likely then?
Oh, no, because that stuff was coming out of her body. That was a biochemical weapon that was basically being blasted into their face. But, there's only a small amount of it. It's not like a virus which is going to keep producing more.
That's what I meant, when I said those, like, if they breathe it in, though, are they then going to get ill? Because if not...
they got ill. They definitely got ill. Yeah, because 23 people ended... No, 23 people ended up in, ill, and 5 people hospitalized, including what's-her-face, Kaczynski, who ended up in intensive care for a long amount of time.
So the amount that she was letting out was enough to hurt other people. Then them to get it. That's what I meant earlier. Okay.
Oh yeah. She absolutely
Okay.
was. Yeah, she produced huge amounts of it. Yeah.
I mean, it makes perfect fucking sense, to be honest. I just don't understand science, as you know.
It's just what a horrible way to go as well. Just crystals in your blood and shit.
And just it just so it's just pretty much just like a really unlucky concoction of stuff that just happened.
Yeah.
That would be the worst
All
thing as
just
well. 'Cause you
came
don't even know
together.
where it's coming from.
Yeah, and she might well have been completely fine if she wasn't using this weird thing on her body that she wasn't supposed to
of
fucking
course,
use.
yeah.
You know, it's a hardware store thing that it's not for rubbing onto your skin.
Yeah, but everything.
Sake.
Actually, I was about to say everything back then. I keep forgetting it's the 90s.
It's
not the fucking
1994,
30s, where like people rubbed cocaine on their foot because their fucking elbow hurt.
Yeah, it's like, I got a bit of a headache. Here, have some opium.
On your foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that I think that's the problem I have a lot of the time. Like when people always want to put like some kind of narrative to it, and I get it. I do it myself. I think it's quite human nature to do it. I think we talk about this a lot. It's human nature to try and put a narrative to it, but sometimes it's just fucking unlucky.
Yeah,
like,
sometimes horrible shit happens to good people for no fucking reason.
Yeah, look at Priti Patel. Why does everyone hate her?
She's just such a cow. She sold guns to people she shouldn't have, and then when it was made clear,
it's only people in the
said,
comedy world that seem to really hate her. I've never heard. If I wasn't a comedian, I never would have even heard that name.
Yeah,
see the comedy people talking about her, ripping her apart constantly.
Yeah, she's just a bitch.
But Ramirez wasn't. Well, she might have been. I don't know. But yeah, she could have been. To be fair, who knows?
But yeah, what a horrible fucking way to go.
So how did she actually die? What was the actual thing that killed her? You know, do we know that?
Well, they say kidney failure, but I mean, you know, after all that shit, her kidneys had failed, and that was the reason why she'd had such a huge buildup of that shit in her body. But like, I mean, whatever was going out of her body was in significantly high quantities inside her if it was going to be able to fuck up other people as well. There's no way that she could have survived that toxicity.
You're not going to blame needing a piss on someone drowning.
No, exactly. Yeah.
I was trying to go the opposite from the fire analogy that I normally do. I went to water. That's as far as my brain goes right now.
Yeah. I quite like that. Yeah, I'm going to use that.
No, you're not. I like that one. That was good. I have heard that before. I have heard that, but I forgot all of it. And I swear a few of the things you said then weren't included in what I heard before. They just I'd completely forgot them. Maybe
I did a bit of extra research on that one because I really like the story. You know, I just think it's fucking fascinating that can fucking happen. A human being can be turned into a bioweapon.
That doesn't surprise me at all, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Without them knowing,
it hasn't been used in a plot. I'm surprised it hasn't been used in a plot for Mission Impossible or something like that. You know, like he intentionally gets himself fucked up, and then they do the defibrillation on him to knock out a load of guards, and then they give him a blood transfusion so he doesn't die. I'm a fucking script writer, people. Give me my money.
Do you know how many? I'm trying to remember. I think it was the Zodiac one was the most recent one. When I was looking, the Zodiac film that they made like 20 years ago, something like that, probably. Robert Downey Jr. was in it, Jake Gyllenhaal, and they didn't include some of the stuff that was legit and true just because they didn't think people would believe it because it was so crazy. I think that happens a lot in films. I think people. Well, I know. That in a lot of films about true stories and that they omit some like stuff that's legitimately true. Yeah, but it sounds like bullshit.
Yeah, bullshit. The idea that someone can walk in and just fucking become like as I say, a bioweapon. Like, fucking hell.
Well, that's the thing. I think people forget that these stories become so popular and so famous because there's a huge world, and the crazy stories that end up being true are just the ones that get through. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's always going to happen eventually. In the case of statistics, it's always going to happen.
Yeah, if something can happen, eventually it will happen.
It will
just
happen.
because of the amount of time there is.
Like, if you can think, as soon as you say something that sounds like a kind of what's the word for a sexual fetish that doesn't sound true at all, as soon as you think of it, I guarantee you,
Yeah,
it exists.
yeah.
Somewhere.
Rule 34: if it exists, there is porn of it.
Yeah, exactly. I stand by that. I guarantee that.
Yeah.
I mean, people fuck pigs and they like it.
Oh God, David.
Yeah, that's what they say. I don't want to say had a message come through again.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. You check your message briefly. Make a note of when this is, and I'm gonna go get my whiskey.
Yeah. Do you think?
Ah, fucking knees.